What if the reason you feel tired every morning, the reason your joints ache, your memory slips, and your mood shifts for no reason, has nothing to do with age? What if the real problem starts in a place no one talks about? Not your heart, not your brain, not even your bones, but right here in your gut. Because for millions of seniors, the first signs of aging don't start on the outside. They begin quietly, deep in the digestive system. No symptoms, no warning, just a slow breakdown. That spreads like a silent wildfire. And the worst part? Most people never see it coming. Your gut is where everything begins. It's how your body absorbs nutrients, fights off disease, and regulates your mood. And when that system breaks down, everything else follows. First goes your energy. You start waking up tired, even after a full night's sleep. You eat a healthy meal and feel drained instead of recharged. Naps don't help. Coffee stops working, and deep down, you know something's off. Then comes the brain fog. You lose track of thoughts mid-sentence. Forget why you walked into the kitchen. You reread the same paragraph twice, and frustration takes over. Next, it hits your mood. You snap more easily. You feel anxious even when things seem fine. You're not yourself, and you can't explain why. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, your immune system begins to falter. Colds last longer. Aches stick around. Inflammation spreads to your joints, your muscles, even your skin. Suddenly, the body you've trusted for over 60 years starts feeling like it's turning against you. But here's the truth no one tells you. This isn't just aging, this is gut dysfunction. And it's reversible. Because if the gut is where things fall apart, it's also where they can come back together. And healing doesn't start with a new pill or prescription. It starts with awareness, with understanding what's happening inside you and what's causing it. Your gut isn't just a digestive tube. It's an entire ecosystem, a second brain. Inside it are over 100 trillion bacteria, some good, some harmful, and they affect everything. Your metabolism, your immune response, even your emotions. These bacteria produce neurotransmitters like serotonin. Yes, 90% of your serotonin is made in the gut, not your brain. It's the hormone that controls mood, sleep, focus, even motivation. So when your gut's out of balance, your brain feels it too. But here's the catch. As we age, that balance gets disrupted. Good bacteria die off. Harmful ones take over. The ecosystem collapses. This breakdown has a name: dysbiosis. It sounds like a fancy medical term, but it means your gut is under attack. And it's one of the root causes behind chronic inflammation, brain fog, digestive issues, autoimmune conditions, fatigue, mood swings, and even memory decline. Dysbiosis damages the protective barrier inside your intestines, the gut lining. Once that lining weakens, toxins start to leak into your bloodstream. They travel to your brain, they stress your immune system, they confuse your body into attacking itself. This is called leaky gut, and it's way more common than most people realize, especially after age 60. So what causes it? Not genetics, not just aging. The real trigger is on your plate. Everyday foods, ones that seem harmless, are quietly breaking down your gut lining, destroying your good bacteria, and fueling the very symptoms you're trying to fix. Today, we're exposing 5 of those gut-destroying foods. They're in pantries, fridges, and grocery stores across the country, and some of them are likely in your kitchen right now. Let's start with refined sugar. We all know sugar isn't great. It rots teeth, it spikes blood sugar, it contributes to weight gain. But what most people don't realize is that sugar isn't just empty calories. It's active fuel for harmful bacteria in your gut. Every spoonful feeds the invaders, and the more sugar you eat, the more those bad bacteria multiply, pushing out the good ones, releasing inflammatory compounds, and triggering a cascade of damage that spreads far beyond your digestive tract. When your gut becomes dominated by these sugar-loving bacteria, they don't just make you bloated or gassy, they actually begin releasing neurotoxins that affect your mood and cognition. That's because your gut is responsible for producing over 90% of your body's serotonin, the hormone that regulates mood, focus, and sleep. So when your gut is inflamed, your serotonin drops. You feel foggy, you feel low, and you have no idea that your cereal, salad dressing, or low-fat yogurt might be the reason why. Even worse, sugar creates a feedback loop. The more you eat it, the more your bad gut bacteria demand it. That's why cravings seem impossible to resist. It's not about willpower, it's biology. But the fix is simple. Begin replacing refined sugars with gut-friendly alternatives that feed the good bacteria instead of the bad. Swap sugary yogurt for plain Greek yogurt or kefir. Add fermented foods like sauerkraut or kimchi to your meals. These foods don't just avoid feeding the bad guys, they actually help rebuild your microbiome from the ground up. And within days, your energy and mood can begin to shift. Still, sugar is just the beginning, because the next gut destroyer is much sneakier and much more widespread. It's in almost every packaged meal, salad dressing, and healthy snack you've ever eaten. Seed oils. You've seen the labels: canola oil, soybean oil, corn oil. They're everywhere, and they've been marketed as healthy alternatives for decades. But what most people don't know is that seed oils are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, a type of fat that when consumed in excess fuels chronic inflammation. Your body needs a balance between omega-3s, the anti-inflammatory kind found in fish and flax seeds, and omega-6s. But in today's food system, most people are getting 20 to 50 times more omega-6s than omega-3s. That imbalance sets your body on fire, invisibly. It creates a constant state of inflammation, and your gut lining is the first thing to get scorched. These oils weaken the tight junctions that hold your intestinal wall together. Once those junctions break down, your gut starts to leak. Toxins escape. Your immune system panics. You start feeling fatigued for no reason. Your joints ache. Your allergies worsen. It feels like your body is fighting something all the time. Not because it is. It's fighting the food you're eating. That's the tragic irony. You're not just getting older. You're eating things that are making your body age faster. The solution: swap the oils. Ditch the canola, corn, and soybean oil. Replace them with fats that support your gut lining and reduce inflammation, like avocado oil, extra virgin olive oil, and grass-fed ghee. These fats don't just avoid damage, they actively support healing. And when you make that switch, you'll notice something. Your bloating decreases, your mind feels clearer, you stop crashing in the afternoon, your skin looks healthier. Because your gut, when supported, begins to repair itself almost immediately. Here's the truth no one talks about. Your gut lining regenerates every 4 to 5 days. That means you're never more than a week away from healing. You just have to stop feeding it the things that hurt and start giving it what it's been starving for. Now we'll uncover the remaining 3 gut-destroying foods, including one that's hiding in your diet snacks and another that's been classified as a cancer risk on par with cigarettes. And we'll reveal the 3 healing foods that can help your gut, brain, and immune system bounce back. Now let's say you've cut out sugar. You've switched out seed oils for healthier fats. You're trying to eat cleaner, yet somehow you still feel off, bloated, sluggish, maybe even more tired than before. That's when most people throw in the towel, but the truth is, there are still enemies hiding in your kitchen, ones that wear disguises. And one of the worst offenders? It's the thing you reach for when you're trying to be good. Artificial sweeteners. They're in diet sodas, sugar-free chewing gum, zero-calorie protein shakes, even toothpaste. These ingredients, names like aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin, were designed to trick your taste buds. They promise sweetness without the calories, but what they actually do is trick your entire body. See, your gut doesn't just process food, it also interprets signals. And when you consume artificial sweeteners, your gut senses sweetness and prepares for a sugar load. Insulin gets released, blood sugar tanks. And because no very thing it was trying to avoid. That's how diet soda makes you crave dessert. Worse, these chemicals act like antibiotics inside your gut. They don't just confuse your system, they actively kill off good bacteria. One study found that some artificial sweeteners wiped out over 40% of beneficial gut bacteria in just 2 weeks. That's nearly half your defense system, gone in days. And the result? Bloating, constipation, mood swings, sugar cravings that seem impossible to resist. You think you're being healthy, but you're caught in a trap. The more artificial sweeteners you consume, the more damage they do, and the harder it becomes to heal. There's only one way out: remove them completely. Switch to natural alternatives like monk fruit or stevia, or better yet, start retraining your taste buds to expect less sweetness overall. Within a few days, you'll notice your cravings begin to fade, your digestion stabilizes, you feel more in control. But artificial sweeteners aren't the only hidden saboteurs. There's another group of foods you've probably trusted your whole life, especially for breakfast, and they're starving your gut from the inside. Ultra-processed grains, white bread, instant oatmeal, pretzels, crackers, muffins. They're cheap, soft, and easy to chew, and utterly empty. See, whole grains, in their natural state, contain fiber. And fiber is food for your good bacteria. It's what helps them grow, multiply, and protect you. But processed grains, they've been stripped of that fiber. What's left behind is mostly starch, a fast-burning carb that spikes your blood sugar but does nothing for your gut. Over time, low-fiber diets shrink the gut lining. Your microbiome starts to starve. And with fewer bacteria protecting you, your immune system gets confused. You feel tired after eating. You become more sensitive to foods you used to tolerate. And inflammation starts creeping into your joints, your brain, even your skin. The damage doesn't stop there. In several long-term studies, diets low in fiber were associated with higher risks of early death in seniors, especially from heart disease, cognitive decline, and colorectal issues. The fix? Simple. Swap the fluff for fiber. Replace white bread with sprouted or sourdough whole grain bread. Trade the instant oats for steel-cut or rolled oats. Add in ancient grains like quinoa, barley, or buckwheat. Within a week, your gut bacteria begin to bounce back. You'll notice more regular digestion, fewer cravings, and more stable energy throughout the day. Now, there's one more food we need to talk about, and this one might surprise you because it's found in nearly every fridge. It's fast, convenient, protein-packed, and it's been officially classified in the same cancer risk category as cigarettes. Processed meats, bacon, sausage, hot dogs, deli turkey, ham. They may seem harmless, especially in small amounts, but what's hiding in these meats is anything but. Preservatives, nitrates, oxidized fats, all of which act like acid on your gut lining. They irritate the colon, disrupt your microbiome, and increase the risk of gut-based inflammation and colon cancer. And over time, they weaken your intestinal wall, making it more permeable to toxins and triggering immune dysfunction. Many people who regularly eat processed meats report feeling bloated after meals, experiencing irregular digestion, or developing sensitivities they didn't have before. Others start noticing fatigue or aches that don't go away. What they often don't realize is that it's not just age, it's chemical warfare on their gut, happening at the cellular level. But here's the empowering part. You don't need to give up meat. You just need to upgrade your sources. Choose grass-fed beef, pasture-raised chicken, organic eggs, or wild-caught fish. These proteins support your gut rather than sabotage it. And for plant-based days, lentils, beans, and tempeh offer gut-healing benefits too. So now you know the 5 most common gut killers: refined sugar, seed oils, artificial sweeteners, processed grains, and processed meats. The things that once filled your pantry, your fridge, your favorite meals, they've been breaking you down from the inside for years. But now that you're aware, you're no longer powerless. You're in a position to rebuild. And here's the amazing truth. Your gut wants to heal. In fact, it's designed to. The lining of your gut replaces itself every 4 to 5 days. That means every single week is a new chance to rebuild from the inside out. You just need to stop the damage and start the repair. That starts with 3 categories of healing foods: fermented foods, bone broth, and prebiotic fiber. Together, they act like medicine for your gut, but without side effects, without prescriptions, and without waiting months to see results. Fermented foods are your microbiome's best friend. Think of them as reinforcements, live bacteria that move in, restore balance, and fight inflammation from the inside. Just a few spoonfuls a day of sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir, or miso can begin shifting the balance of power inside your gut. You may notice better digestion, less bloating, even clearer skin, all from feeding your body what it's been missing. Bone broth, on the other hand, doesn't feed the bacteria. It repairs the house they live in. Rich in gelatin, collagen, and glutamine, bone broth acts like a stitching agent, healing microscopic tears in your gut lining and sealing off the leaks. Just 1 warm cup a day can reduce inflammation, improve joint pain, and calm your nervous system, especially if taken before bed. And then there's prebiotic fiber. While probiotics are the seeds of your gut garden, prebiotics are the fertilizer. Found in onions, garlic, leeks, asparagus, and green bananas, prebiotics feed the good bacteria and allow them to multiply. Without prebiotics, probiotics are useless. They'll starve. But with them, your gut begins to transform. These aren't diet trends, they're biology, and they're powerful, especially when combined into a daily routine. Once you begin removing the silent gut killers and start feeding your body what it's truly been missing, healing becomes inevitable. But restoring the gut is only half the story. Because what happens in the gut doesn't stay in the gut. There's an invisible highway between your belly and your brain, a constant two-way conversation that happens through nerves, hormones, and immune signals. Scientists call it the gut-brain axis. And for seniors, it may hold the key to understanding everything from memory loss to anxiety to Alzheimer's. Your gut isn't just influencing your thoughts, it's creating them. Over 90% of the serotonin in your body, the chemical responsible for mood, memory, and focus, is made in the gut, not the brain. When your gut is inflamed, serotonin drops. So does dopamine. And as the inflammation spreads, the brain begins to fog. You feel slower. You forget why you walked into a room. You snap more easily. You wake up exhausted and go to bed wired. You blame aging. But the truth is, your gut may be the one pulling the strings. In one groundbreaking study, researchers discovered that every patient diagnosed with Alzheimer's had one thing in common: a severely imbalanced gut microbiome. The diversity of their gut bacteria had collapsed. Inflammation was rampant, and the protective communication between the gut and brain had broken down entirely. That's how early it starts, years, sometimes decades, before the first memory slips away. But this isn't just about disease, it's about quality of life. When your gut is thriving, your brain lights up, your thoughts are sharper, your mood's more stable. sleep comes easier. You begin to feel like yourself again, not the slowed down version you thought was inevitable. And the most exciting part? The gut doesn't need years to repair. The lining regenerates every 4 to 5 days. Your microbiome can shift in just 1 week of eating the right foods. That's why even small changes, made consistently, can transform how you feel, how you move, how you think. You don't need a complicated protocol or a shelf full of supplements. What you need is rhythm. A simple daily routine that supports your gut from morning to night. Start your morning with warm lemon water. Add collagen or bone broth to help rebuild your gut lining. Move your body for 10 minutes. A light walk or stretch is enough to wake up digestion. At lunch, combine fermented foods like kimchi or kefir with prebiotics like garlic or onions. These feed your good gut bacteria and reduce inflammation. Ditch seed oils and sugar. Even healthy snacks can be packed with gut killers. In the evening, eat dinner at least 3 hours before bed. Sip calming tea like chamomile or peppermint. Magnesium can support digestion and help you sleep deeper. Do this for 7 days and pay attention. Most people feel a shift by day 3. By day 7, the difference is undeniable. Because this isn't just about bloating or energy. It's about reclaiming your life from silent inflammation. You're not broken, you're just inflamed. And inflammation is reversible. Small choices add up. Water over soda, olive oil over seed oil, fermented foods over processed ones. These shifts heal your gut, clear your mind, and restore your energy, day by day. When you protect your gut, you protect everything: your energy, your mood, your memory, your life. And that's the truth. Your gut may be healing, but are you unknowingly sabotaging your brain every morning? Watch this next. This morning habit shrinks your brain.